The former Northern Bullhand gets it forward, and it's the other Tom Wilson who's on the AFL list who might set up McInnes early. Dot from the Pies. Reef McInnes got an early one against Box Hill last Sunday. Starts the Anzac Day clash in style for the home side. Paddy Voss averaging 3 goals a game in the opening month. Sends it deep. It got through Silvani, not through Lynch. Off to Narkle, typically creative. Made his man stretch for it. And the mark in the end is classed by Conforti just.
Kicked it intentionally off the instep, and Conforti.
So Sam Conforti from point blank range. 1 entry, 1 goal for both sides.
Pies again looking to clear. Jetta tries to stand up in the Voss tackle. Handball misses Lane. Carmichael. Good pressure there from Lord came in. Committing the body was Bernacki in the other direction. Lane in there scrapping as well. Over the top comes Phillips. Ball in underneath.
He's gone as well.
He is indeed.
There's obviously a clear instruction there. If you do get caught, don't just try and get it out. A slow play and getting caught holding the ball is better than fast football for Essendon.
Blackmore Moore got a chop as he tried to intercept. Step he goes, looking for Wilson, got a couple to beat. The fist of Reed, the support from Razanak. Bianco bearing down, creates the spillage for Wilson, who suddenly got support. Carmichael takes full advantage.
This is where they just got to play slow, patient football. Allow for some players to get back in front of the footy. They're working really hard, the Collingwood forwards, up the ground.
Jetta to Marciello, another debutant, made his senior debut for Heidelberg last week in the game where Brent Harvey broke his leg in the first quarter. Jonathan Marciello kicked 3 goals, the only 3 goals in the third term, finished with 4 in his senior debut, and they won by a point. And on the back of that form, straight into the VFL for his debut this week. Big kick inside 50, the fly from Steen, lovely front and centre. Harvey Harrison gets the Pies third. Tardrew came in for the Pies. Wilson, one-on-one with Cootie. Sockers it out of the middle. And a chance here for the Bombers to clear through Hayes, but his kick under pressure. Another turnover. Here's Blackmore Moore.
Trainers running drinks and oxygen at the moment for both of these sides. Wilson, Tardrew, hand on it and mark for Bernacki, and immediately the Bombers click into gear. Punch forward by foot there by Cootie. Numbers with the Bombers, ball with the Pies. Mulvogue, Delaney. Half volley to Bianco, gets it back, and the big man gallops away, but kicks to perhaps numbers for the Bombers. Clever fist on from McInnes, could sense Glover out the back. He steadies, he goes.
That spoil certainly created a certain goal.
Ryan the tap, Bernacki. Munkara back to Bernacki. Looks for an option inside 50 and hits Johnny Jorgensen on the chest at the top of the goal square.
Gets an opportunity to respond straight back. This is a fantastic game of football.
Spent last season at Richmond's VFL program, played the first 2 games of the season. Now he's a Bomber, and he kicks their second this afternoon. So 29.5 minutes gone, opening term. Entertaining game of footy. Jorgensen at the back, lovely little flip. Bernacki bends it goalward, lovely work from the Bombers.
Look where Bernacki starts. He hits this at pace, and nice little tap on there. Left hip for Jorgensen. Terrific finish. Pay respect to the player and where the ball is, and then work off them.
That's why you get the big bucks. Ball goes inside 50, and there's Jorgensen. Contact on it, and he's coming straight off in great discomfort as Johnny Jorgensen goes back and slots his second. Bombers are in front.
Bombers by 2 as we tick via 4 minutes of the second. Phillips' kick wide. Somehow Lynch, despite the static play, was free. Steps through his direct opponent, launches on the left. A tracer bullet.
Patrick will wind up, drill it towards the top of the square, and why not? Will Hoare has the height advantage and takes the grab.
He was playing on Jetta, and there was a clear height advantage there.
Came back last year, played some local footy, 14 games, 14 goals for Pascoe Vale. A chance to kick his first goal in VFL football. Well done, Will Hall.
Flynn. Allen with pace. Rainbow handball for Glover, who threw it to him. Allen off to the races. Wilson out the back. Better from the Pies. Wilson with the margin sitting at 13. Finally for the home side.
Wheels and goes straight away, directs a bit of traffic. Goes long and direct towards the top of the square. They've got marking options. Ball hits the deck for Laguda. Tried to find Narkle. Wilson got involved, taken down in the tackle. Munkara comes across, lays a tackle, will be rewarded. Game number 5. Talented youngster steps up and slots it.
Once he hit the ground, he found a way to shuffle it out.
Bryan thumps it forward. Brown can run onto it. Beats Mulvogue to the football. Tidy kick to Wanganeen. Had a delayed start to this pre-season after foot ankle surgery mid-year. Last year ended his first season in the red and black. And Wanganeen from the angle kicks a magnificent goal. Just nudged him under the football. It was clever. Turns and goes. Wanganeen inside 50, hangs in the air. Lane at ground level. Wilson, Mulvogue, Steen, throws it on his boot. It's going to come back onto the chest of Lord.
It's probably perceived pressure then. He just threw it on the boot.
Lord changes the angle. Nice delivery to Will Hall. He looks for an option. Voss offers a half lead. He's still there. He's going to go longer and deeper than that towards the square. Pies have got some numbers back, and Tardrew takes a well-judged mark. Lovely smother off his boot. Narkle, Wanganeen gets the benefit.
Brilliant.
Kicks his second.
Essendon have just refused to allow them to come through the corridor.
Steen hits it into some space. Murley runs onto it, has to go again, and does. Good second effort. McInnes sets himself, now engages the body. Reid off his chest. Razanak and Benaki have been fantastic for the Bombers. This time it's Razanak towards Narkle, who's been good as well. Laguda puts the head down, tries to plough through, can't do so. Doesn't get an effective handball. Umpire says play on. Socket forward. Baldwin will be first back for the Bombers. Looks for an option up the middle of the ground. Aggressive kick. Might be a chance here for Collingwood. Lane to Marciello.
Got men everywhere.
Wants to draw a man. Does. Allen. Carmichael for the finish. Got it. Nicely worked from Collingwood.
These next couple of minutes, Collingwood looking to piece a couple together. Benaki the clearance, hustles away from Wilson. Now Jettis, the one to fly here and again, his fist. Well, coaching, so much of it is do as I say, don't do as I do, but he's doing both at the moment.
Height's overrated. If you're a smart footballer, you've got a big leap like Jetta, you can play on bigger opponents.
Brad Benaki, 13 touches, going at 100% by foot and a goal. He's been outstanding today.
He's been terrific around the stoppages too.
He and Razanak combining with Bryan, and right on cue. There's Benaki. Delivers it inside 50. Jorgensen tries to work back. Bouncing football for Johnny J. Kicks his third.
Jorgensen in the right spot to fly. Jump came from Delaney as well. Flynn, Lane, Marciello, pushed away Harris. Pies working backwards. Tardrew, the one to send them in the right direction, but the Bombers with yet another intercept. Baldwin.
To Marciello on debut, good strength around that contest. That was a great fender.
Another dodgy kick from Baldwin, cut off by Mulvogue, and we've seen Carmichael's within range from this distance. Yanko calling for it at the 50, but why would Carmichael go there when he can wind up himself and just thump it through for a goal?
ANZAC Sports Nutrition Replay. Look at that. He knew he had the journey. He just wheeled around on that arc, gave it everything he had, and kicked three.
Off Benaki. He's loving the contest. Laguda, expansive handball. Releases Brown. For Harris, chip short. Essendon always on the turnover. Jorgensen for the quick reply. Don't worry about the guns. He's got the goals.
Tardrew, the look-away handball. Longmire, Carmichael, Allen. High sweep it forward. Handball a bit big for Harrison. Can get it, look up and hit a target wide open. It's Glover. Keeps them in touch as we head for three-quarter time. Sam Glover directly in front. 35 out. No problem.
Pretty much replicate the Voss kick. Be happy to just take some ground. No, bit of risk in a short one for Wilson. His 23rd of the afternoon coming up, only behind Campbell Lane, who's had 24, and that total, of course, polished a bit by the kick-ins. Steen flies.
Oh, big mark.
Got the launch off the hip of Brian, who wasn't happy about it either.
They've got one-on-ones.
And Steen's got options aplenty across the 50 as well. Kick steep. Fly was coming from Booth. Did he get a push? It's going to work its way to Wilson. Pies with numbers and a major. It's Murley on the scene.
And the one we saw in the last was all the Essendon numbers had time to get back this occasion because of the really good strong mark there and the kick. You can see he's bypassed the Essendon mids that are trying to work back. Drop mark at the top of the goal square opens the door for Murley.
What a game Neville Jett has played. He and Carmichael were the ones to keep them in it through the middle stretch of the match and try and help them win it now. What an unlikely win it might be too. And look at him link up here. Josh Carmichael having a monstrous game. Touch 20 coming up here. Already got 3-2.
So there's no one on the mark here, so he can take some ground.
Keeps it relatively low still to try and advantage McInnes. Baldwin got the fist. Harrison the crumb. Runs away, spaces the kick for Glover. He can't keep it in, he can. Hammer fist back in, and then he'll go after Hayes and nab him as well. It's free. Valanis off the ground. Somehow, through a keyhole, Collingwood lead. Shares to Wilson. Screws the kick around his body. Clever one hand from Booth to buy himself and Murley time. Who slams it to McInnes? So Reef McInnes. The first of the last. Brian denied on the line. No arc here. McInnes 3. Underhand slap from Brian. Longmire received from Carmichael. Comes off the side of his boot. Lord looking for the body on Murley. Couldn't find the ball though. We're sort of in two minds. Body, ball, ball, body, and in the end got neither. So Murley, after the setup for McInnes, gets a gift back the other way. Gives it to Wilson. And suddenly look at the run in Collingwood as they slide forward in number. Glover gets away from Baldwin. 2 goals from just the 3 kicks this afternoon for Sam Glover. Struck it a treat. The start of the AFL season. Ross Lyons team up and going. The Blues looking to answer back after being demolished by the Crows to start gather round tomorrow night.
A few extra days to stew on that as well, haven't they, the Blues?
Tomorrow night, Melbourne and Richmond in the ANZAC Eve clash. As the D's need to bounce back after their loss to the Bombers, and then of course Tuesday, perhaps in a similar frame. I think most people thought Collingwood would be thereabouts come Anzac Day, but perhaps not the Bombers. But what a start they've had under Brad Scott. We head up Sydney Road for Coburg and Geelong in the VFL next Sunday on 7 as Delaney couldn't mark. Bombers looking for some form of consolation late here. Jorgensen for 5, and he's got it.
Yeah! That'd be just as impressive to the coaches than all the other stuff with ball in hand, and this makes it interesting. The 50-metre penalty.
Shades of Collingwood and the Saints last Sunday all of a sudden.
Here we go.
Lynch brings it back to 8 points. Benaki and Narkle with 21 apiece for the Bombers. Hoare from the back, took it as he landed, but the Pies prevail in an Anzac Day beauty in the VFL. Collingwood to 3-2 on the season.